One thing about me, I love a good heist film. And as a diehard Fast and Furious franchise lover, anytime I see anything that sort of even reminds me of it, I'm checking it out. And John Travolta is our lead here with this one. Folks, let's jump into the review of the new film, High Rollers. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the new film High Rollers in theaters March 14th. Also, you can check this out on demand and digital the same day. Now, before I get started, I had no clue that this film was a sequel to a film that came out last year. And that film is Cash Out. Also starring John Travolta appropriately because, yes, it's a sequel. So I need to go back and watch that. But for what it's worth, I think you're okay to jump into this one without seeing it first and really grasp the stakes involved, the dynamics between the characters, and also could look forward to what more to come. I thought they did a good job in making this a standalone, but also, I guess, leave a potential both ways. And the fact that it does have a prequel, yeah, I'm definitely going to check it out because I would love to kind of see how the team got put together. That being said, team, let me tell y'all something, folks. I don't care what no one say. This film, by all means, said, we love Fast and Furious 2, especially the heist era of the Fast and Furious, not the Cars era, when they really started to make things about these big heists. They said, we love those films. We know they make a lot of money. We're going to do it our way. And with that being said, they definitely checked the boxes of all the Fast and Furious tropes in one way, shape, or form. And I'm not telling you to look at John Travolta and Vin Diesel and say, I see the similarities, because I'm not saying that. But I am telling you that when you talk about a character like Mason, who's a master thief, and how he has a team around him, and this team around him essentially can be commissioned to go out there and do a job, you start saying, these characters around him sort of remind me of another family of folks. Although they do not say family, and if they did say family, I probably would have lost my shit. I won't even lie to you here. But there is so much resemblance to what the structure and the DNA of what Fast and Furious is in this film. And that's fine. Moving on. Noel G, who plays the character Hector, because he never not plays a character named Hector. In fact, also from the Fast and Furious franchise, because that's why I wanted to start at first before we go here. It's got to be a running joke that he loves playing characters under the same name. And I was just trying to quickly check how many has he done. But it's a very, very lot. I promise you to go look at his IMDb and you're going to say, okay. But nonetheless, shout out to the homie. I think any film that he's in, he definitely brings something to it. I don't care what his name of the character is. It's just like, I know that guy. He's been killing it for years. And of course, there's a good chance that his character name is going to be Hector. Let me talk about the film really quickly. So once again, Master Thief Mason, he's just really kicking back. All is good, him and his team. And when the love of his life, Decker, is kidnapped, he is approached by his arch nemesis, Salazar, in order to send him out to do a casino heist in order to get her back, as well with the FBI all being involved and so on. So at this rate now, and it's very simple, Mason gets his team to go get his girl back, but he has to do a job for the person that kidnapped his girl, which involves them going to a casino, going to the top floor, breaking into the safe in order to get whatever's in the safe to give it back to Salazar. There's the FBI that's lurking throughout all of this, as well as some other folks of interest. So very simple plot. And again, that's what heist movies are. It's about the action. It's about the drama. It's about the plot twist and the developments that kind of happen around it. And you have your team of folks that go and get it, which all have very unique, different personalities, which also makes them all sort of must watch in terms of, what they may do, what's their contribution to, essentially the heist or the plot or whatever the resolution is going to be, and so on. So Fast and Furious. Quavo of the Migos is in this. He was also in the prequel, I see too. He plays this character Anton. I'm gonna tell you right now, Anton. I'm gonna tell you right now. As a rapper, obviously you respect Quavo and everything that he's been able to do with his crew, Migos and whatnot. As an actor, I was definitely a little suspicious, but I gotta say, they kept him very protected. He plays a character that, layered character, because he plays an initial character, and then when they go undercover, he basically plays Quavo. So it's I see what y'all did there, but I'm not mad at that. You make it work, especially when that's his life. It's very easy for him to be able to step in and do what he does on a daily basis. But let me just get to what I liked and wouldn't like about this film. So again, for the genre, I'm not mad at it. It is what it is. Very Fast and Furious-ish. And it definitely covers most of his tropes. I was not a fan of the score. It just didn't work for me at all. There was definitely moments that I felt like production-wise things could have been a little bit more polished. The film never really takes itself serious. And at times when you feel like it was more warranted for a sort of a serious reaction, they didn't. So they kept it very light in that capacity. But that's kind of what it is. And then I think when you really start to remember that that's essentially what the Fast and Furious is that they don't take themselves serious. They go out there and have fun. And you get Vin Diesel's never going to crack a smile, and he's going to hit his one-liners and whatnot, which is much what John Travolta character Mason does as well too. But everybody else, they're going to take their moments to get their little chop in, their little sidebar conversation, laugh, or commentary, whatever it's going to be. And that's what this does, So I'm like, all right, I can't be critical about that, but not critical about Fast and Furious, you know what I mean? So yeah, understanding that that's what you're getting with this film. Very, very straight and forward. But in terms of production, like I said, score wasn't a big fan of. Production-wise, things could be a little bit more polished. CGI was definitely all right. I understand that there was not a real gun fired here, but it didn't remotely close look real to me. So that kind of takes you out of things a little bit, especially when you got the fact that the seriousness of what's kind of happening in everything. They definitely keep it PG-13. And on that note, I'm not even sure what the rating of this film is, but it certainly felt like PG-13, but I'm not sure if that was supposed to be the goal. So I don't know, but you do notice some of those. It is a rated R movie. Just looked it up, and it felt very PG-13 at time in terms of really how they could have used moments to really show specifics of actions of what's happening. People are getting beat up, people are getting stabbed, people are getting shot. And they kind of just fall out of the screen, fall out of frame, and they kind of just keep going and whatnot. So, whatever. I thought that there was moments where the acting just wasn't convincing. And I thought it was super critical around the parts where there was a plot twist. Because if you want us to feel that maybe a character was a good guy one minute and then a bad guy the next moment, I don't think they did a good job in terms of really flipping the switch on that. I felt like it was kind of like, you're a bad guy. And that person was like, yeah, I am. It's kind of like, wait, really? What? There's no resistance to that? So, people playing undercover, especially when there is a lot of flip-flopping going on, so you got to keep your antennas up in terms of certain people's and their motivations and their actions. I don't think they did a good job in really making that convincing here. And then the third act. It's so important to these type of films. And, this film is by all means an action film, and the third act is supposed to be the heightened action of the entire film, and it didn't really land for me. Especially when they started to bring in these drone shots. I was like, I think this would have been cool possibly throughout the entirety of the film. But the fact that you went so overkill in one condensed scene with it, I just wasn't really digging it. I just got to be honest. I really wasn't digging it. So yeah, listen, the script, especially the dialogue within the script, it was kind of mad. I wasn't whatever. But I do think, all in all, that for this being a film available in theaters or watching the streaming, I mean, I would still check it out. I thought it was really sweet that they did dedicate it to the producer, Sean Stone, who passed away. So you understand there was a lot of heart in terms of making this film, and I'm always going to appreciate that. But nonetheless, I think that, again, for a sequel and what they've been able to do, it's not bad. It's just not good. It's just exactly in the middle where it needs to be. Where, like, if you know and appreciate sort of the tropes and the elements of what Fast and Furious brings you, minus the cars, you get that. And the heist movie here, action heist movie, very subpar to the quality of what the Fast and Furious stuff does, but definitely checking the boxes in terms of the tropes. So, like, just in case y'all not clear, because I keep saying that, you're gonna have the hacker, you're gonna have the lead guy, you're gonna have the love interest of the lead guy who's also a badass in their own. You're gonna have other little small connections in there. You're gonna have the flashy guy, the slick talker. You're gonna have the person who could blend in any room. You're gonna have the person who always gets caught, but somehow, some way knows how to talk themselves out of it. You're gonna have all those things. That's all in there. It's really all in there, and you can start to connect. Like, yep, that person is that person. That person is that person. So I don't know. I don't know what else more to say to it, but I will totally say, if this does sound of your interest, check it out. High Rollers in theaters, on demand, and digital right now. Jump in the comments, folks. Let me know your thoughts about it once you check it out. And as always, stick around for more reviews and content very soon. Thank you for watching, folks.
Kidnaps.